nothing new to you. Just think of me as Lord Whiting. Come on. Go on, Patrick, prove my point. That you really are a murdering bastard.
Whatever my sins, I'll be called on to pay for them. But I'll be damned if I pay for yours. I won't be the one to get you out of your miserable life.
When I choose to go out, I won't need your help. Just wanted to see how far you really could go.
Now you know.
Call the cops. I want to have Patrick Thornhart arrested.
For what?
For attempted murder.
Who do you attempt to murder?
Me in the stables with this pitchfork. Here, you call the cops. For some reason, they don't believe anything that I say.
Wait. Tell me what happened.
I just did. We were both in the stables. The guy knocked me on the ground. He held his pitchfork in my neck. I want that lunatic locked up.
Forget it. I'm not having Patrick Thornhart arrested. And neither are you. You're paying me an awful lot of money to ensure that you obtain and maintain custody of Star. And I have as much on the line as you do.
Oh, I know that. It's a $5 million loan.
No, it's more than that. My reputation as a winning attorney is at stake. So you better listen up good when I tell you that any kind of ugly confrontation in a courtroom or out is simply the worst thing you can do for yourself.
The guy tried to kill me.
Yeah, if we asked for his side of the story, would it be that simple? No. He'd make you out to be the aggressor, the provocateur.
Me? I didn't do anything.
I don't care what you did. The important thing is what a listener will perceive. And the only thing we want perceived about us is this. That you and I are in love. Truly, madly, deeply. And that our sole purpose for living is to provide a stable, happy, safe home for Star. You have a bone to pick with Thornhart, you put it aside. You do nothing until you are granted full custody of your child.
When's that custody hearing?
Tomorrow. Dorian's lawyer pushed Judge Goldberg to get it on the docket right away. I said I thought it was a terrific idea.
Why?
It's to our advantage to press for custody while Blair's still incompetent. But what I can't understand is what's in it for Dorian.
Dorian probably figured that if Blair recovered, Blair and I might be able to work out our own custody agreement, and Dorian didn't want to be left out of anybody's business. What are you looking at me like that for? It's not going to happen. It's too late for that. And that's like you said. The only thing that matters is keeping Dorian's hands off of my kid. You sound awfully confident.
I do have some doubts about Dorian. I don't understand her motives in moving ahead so quickly. And you and I both know she must have motives.
Dorian has motives, all right.
But, all in all, I am confident you'll get full custody. As long as you don't do anything to challenge the image we've so carefully constructed that ours is a stable marriage and a safe, happy home for Star.
Yeah. No problem. Look, you got anything you got to do? Because I got stuff I got to do.
Yeah. I'm going to go back upstairs to work. I was just taking a break. I'll be upstairs.
Lou, it's me. Listen, I got a letter that I want you to take down, type up, and then fax over to the chief of operations over at Armitage Publishing Group. You know that guy's name? Well, okay, fine. Dear Mr. Green, as the publisher of The Sun, I would like you to join me in an effort to reopen the investigation into the murder of Lord Whiting. I have spoken with Ian Armitage, a good friend of mine who recently became a resident of Landview. Paragraph. As you know, Patrick Thornhart, a recent immigrant from Ireland to Landview, was investigated as to his involvement in the murder of Mr. Oh, no. The tragic events that, culminated, right? Culminated in the death of Mr. Armitage. And during the investigation, Thornhart was implicated by Mr. Thomas Keneally in events that surrounded the murder of Lord Whiting, period. I would question Mr. Keneally myself. However, as you know, he recently escaped from prison. Period. Nevertheless, for the safety of Landview, that's good, and in the interest of justice, I urge you to use the editorials in Armitage newspapers to demand that Patrick Thornhart be questioned immediately as to his involvement in the Whiting affair. Love and kisses, Todd. No, I'm not serious.
You must have really bonded. I'm drinking coffee, and you're the one who's wired.
It's not your kid they could take away with one stinking rap of the judge's gavel.
The custody hearing's set to start in less than an hour, which is exactly how much time you have to calm down.
I'm gonna be 10 feet away from Dorian, all right? The heart of darkness herself. Now, how am I supposed to calm down?
You're supposed to be the father Star needs, at least in the eyes of the judge, which means no outbursts, no fuming, no sarcasm. Listen. You want custody of your daughter or don't you?
I will calm down.
You'd better. Judge Goldberg was astoundingly sympathetic to you during the first hearing in January. And Blair isn't a viable option because she's still in the hospital. So, in my mind, the only way you won't get custody is if you blow it by blowing up.
Here's my little girl. You going into your playpen?
And should you feel the urge to explode, just think of her.
What'd you put her in there for? I thought you were going to the park.
We are, to play with the ducks.
That must be what that bag of stale bread for is in the kitchen. Why don't you get that, huh?
I'm gonna go heat up my coffee.
Taya's okay, huh? I mean, she's not your mother. Nobody quite like your mother. I mean, that's what I thought when I was far, far away, you know, when I was in Ireland. I just wanted to get back here, be with her and this daughter that I'd never even seen before. I figured have this big, happy family, and was I ever wrong? I had to start over again. New family. Trust me, you're better off. It's too bad that there's no room for your mother in here. You miss her, huh? I'll bet she misses you, too. That's just the way it's gotta be now. But hey, listen to me. I'm here, okay? And I will always be here. I promise.
You don't need to worry. You're gonna win today.
You'll forgive me for not kissing your hand and taking that as gospel, but you never won a custody case before.
No, I haven't. But it's the old, is the cup half full or half empty thing, isn't it? No, I haven't ever been in a custody suit before. But I've never lost one either. Dorian's lawyer has. So, whose chances do you like better?
This hearing has been requested by Miss Dorian Lord as guardian ad litem for Ms. Blair Daimler seeking custody of Star Manning. These proceedings represent a new petition of this court. But before we begin, let me remind you that this court's guiding principle is to serve as Star Manning's advocate. Her Her best interests, and they alone, will be at the heart of whatever decision is reached here today. Counsel, are you prepared to make opening statements?
We are, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Very well. Ms. Richardson, since the petition for change in status was brought by Ms. Lord, I will ask you to begin.
Thank you. Your Honor, the welfare of Star Manning is foremost in the mind of Ms. Lord as well. It is her contention on behalf of Star's mother, Blair Daimler, that Star's well-being is seriously jeopardized so long as she's in her father's full-time care. Todd Manning is an unfit parent. This was clearly established at the January hearing, and the pattern of neglect and irresponsibility has only continued. Your Honor, this little girl will be far safer, far better off in all respects with her mother, Blair Daimler.
Blair Daimler simply cannot care for a child. The affidavits filed with the court by Mr. Manning's medical experts prove this beyond all doubt. Ms. Daimler not only suffers from the debilitating effects of a near-fatal car accident, severely limited mobility, long-term nerve and muscle damage, but has recently endured a stroke, which left her incapable of speech. It is, in fact, Ms. Daimler who needs to be cared for. During this difficult time, Star has lived with Mr. Manning, who, contrary to my colleague's assessment, was shown during the January hearing to be a loving and deeply committed parent. He's shown that time and again since January. Indeed, after many months with only her father as a guardian, Star is thriving. For these reasons, it seems illogical, pointless, and even cruel to remove Star from the happy home she shares with her father in order that she may be placed with a distant and, as I will show, highly unreliable relative.
These affidavits are from Miss Daimler's personal physicians, who insist her prognosis for a full recovery is excellent, and they would certainly know.
Conjecture, Your Honor.
Overruled.
It's true Miss Daimler was seriously injured in an accident, and she did suffer a recent stroke. However, her motor skills are unimpaired thanks to an aggressive course of therapy begun immediately following the stroke. For the same reason, Miss Daimler's aphasia, the loss of speech, is expected to be only temporary, which, by the way, also applies to the physical limitations resulting from her accident injuries. In other words, Miss Daimler's doctors see no reason she won't eventually be able to resume all her normal activities, including the rearing of her daughter.
We're gonna win this.
Granted, Ms. Daimler can't resume her parenting responsibilities today, but we feel it's absolutely essential Star be given a stable home today, something Mr. Manning has not provided.
Objection. Unsubstantiated conclusion.
Your Honor, I believe I can justify that statement.
Very well. Objection overruled.
First of all, Mr. Manning, as publisher of The Sun, oversees every aspect of the paper's operation. This demands long days and often long nights at the office and away from Star. He's virtually an absentee father. Second, he has no supportive extended family on hand to pick up the slack, as there would be in the home of Dorian Lord. No cousins, no aunts, just a succession of babysitters and nannies, hardly the hallmark of a solid home. Third, and most importantly, who is this father who finally comes home to Star? Ms. Delgado's wrong about what the records of the first hearing indicate. They make it clear Todd Manning is unfit to raise any child. This man is a rapist, a kidnapper.
Objection, Your Honor. No charge of kidnapping has ever been brought against Mr. Manning, nor should there ever have been.
Sustained.
Let's focus only on what kind of father Mr. Manning's been since the January hearing. After all, the point is to determine what is best for Star now.
We all know what that is.
Star does need a stable home, which Mr. Manning has provided for her. Yes, there are nannies and babysitters. But since when does providing extra help for your child suddenly constitute deprivation? Mr. Manning is a working father. After all, Star's mother's been in the hospital for many months. In fact, Mr. Manning was counting the days till his then-wife would come home to be with Star again, till, out of the blue, she asked for a divorce.
Out of the blue, she found out the fiend was a murderer.
But Mr. Manning did not let Ms. Daimler's actions adversely affect Star. He remarried. Star now has a new mommy to take the place of the one who chose not to come back to her.
Now, that is a ploy.
Order. No, I'm sorry, Your Honor. This marriage is nothing but a sham to manipulate the court. Would you like to know who Mr. Manning has married? His lawyer. She's on a retainer, you notice, not a honeymoon. Order. Ms. Richardson, either you keep your client quiet or I will have the bailiff do it. Is that understood?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Delgado, please continue.
Thank you, Your Honor. For the record, I am both Mr. Manning's attorney and wife, but my personal observations and feelings have no bearing on these proceedings. The facts alone tell the story. Mr. Manning not only cared for Star when her mother was absent, but he saw her through a life-threatening bone marrow transplant. Ask the neighbors, ask the hospital staff, ask people who don't even particularly admire this man. Everyone agrees Todd Manning's actions have proven him to be a dedicated, loving, deeply committed father. To take Star away from him now, after tragedy has so tightly bonded them together, would be awful enough. But to place her in the custody of a woman with a less than sterling track record of parenting herself, not to mention a continuous shuttling of men in and out of her house, would be absurd. Your Honor, the conclusion is as obvious as it is simple. There is no compelling reason to tear Star Manning away from the happy home she has with her father, now that her mother is no longer capable of caring for her, and may never be.
It is a pity that Ms. Daimler is still so far from recovery that she couldn't be here today. She's the one voice missing from this proceeding who should have had a chance to be heard.
How could she be heard? She can't even speak. Mrs. Lord, please.
Ms. Richardson.
I think you should tell the judge that Todd is the one who caused Blair's stroke. He's the one who put her in the hospital.
Ms. Richardson, is there a problem?
No, Your Honor.
Good. Of course, the question at hand is what custodial arrangement suits Star Manning best in the absence of her mother. So I see no reason to delay ruling on this matter.
Here we go.
Yup. Money time. Please, please.
I have listened to the arguments presented here this morning and found them compelling as well as ably put forward. However, the choice in my mind for Star Manning is clear and unambiguous. Therefore, this court is prepared to hand down its decision with no further deliberation.
I hate court.
You won't in a few minutes.
What makes you so damn sure this is going to turn out the way I want?
Because I'm good. And we're right.
Let me first reassure both sides that this court's decision is anything but rash or ill-considered. I am well acquainted with this case, having presided over the previous hearing in January. And my priority is clear: to determine how this child, Star Manning, can best be served. What living arrangement suits her needs. Accordingly, I have examined Star's current situation, living at home with her father and her stepmother, and alternately, being placed in the care of her maternal aunt while her mother continues her recovery. It is tragic, indeed, when a mother is so incapacitated that she cannot care for her own child. I sincerely wish Miss Daimler a speedy return to full health, at which point I will, of course, be willing to hear new arguments on this matter. However, at this time, I can see no benefit to Star were she to be removed from Mr. Manning's home. What she needs now is a loving, stable atmosphere, and I think her father gives her that. Therefore, the plaintiff's motion is denied.
You can't do this, Your Honor.
Sit down.
I mean, why don't you take the child and throw her down a well or off a cliff in order to destroy her? At least then her suffering would be brief instead of spending her life with this monster.
I said order. Ms. Lord, if you say one more word, I will cite you for contempt. Now, is that clear?
Dorian, I want you to pick up your purse and walk quietly and calmly toward the door. Now. Come on, pick it up. Good.
You are my favorite lawyer.
Everyone's got to start somewhere.
She really thinks that Todd is a better bet than Dorian? I can't believe this.
No, I can, and I think it's a pretty easy choice.
What?
Come on, Kelly. My mother is having an affair with Mel. She just blew up at the judge. I left my husband for a co-worker, and your former boyfriend was a blackmailer and a con artist.
The Kramer women are not exactly poster girls for family stability these days.
Help me, Shorty. Help me, huh? This is an emergency. I've been being attacked by cute, fluffy dogs. That's what's wrong.
He's happy, can you tell?
That's right. I'm happy. You know why, huh? Because every time I walk through that door, you know what I'm going to see? You. This is your home now. Forever. So I hope you like the view.
We won.
That's right, we won. You know why we won? Because your stepmother is so smart. She's brilliant. She's so smart that I don't have to share you anymore. Never again. You're all mine.
But I may get to hold you for a couple minutes on alternate Sundays.
Well, maybe we could work something out.
I told you I'm good.
You weren't lying. You know, it's weird. When I came back to town, after being dead, I had one thing on my mind. I wanted to be with my wife and my kid. And look what I got. I mean, it's not exactly the original cast, but who's complaining?
You?
Yeah, it's good enough for me.
Funny, I like it when people call me good, but good enough makes me uneasy.
Why? You were great today.
As a lawyer, good enough as a wife.
Oh, that was the deal.
I guess I'm just spoiled. I'm used to being #1 across the board. But I can't complain either. Your little girl is going to be just that. Yours. And that was the whole idea behind the whole idea.
Yeah. No, only one thing would have made this just a perfect moment.
That being?
A chance to see Dorian's face. You know, a candid glimpse of the big loser. I bet she's handling this with her usual quiet dignity and class.
That pompous sanctimonious...
Andrew,
Hi.
surprise.
Listen, sorry to call so late.
No, you're always welcome. Please, come in.
It's not a social call. Listen, is Todd home?
Yeah.
Well, there goes that theory. I guess my front door can't be the gateway to hell. Or you would have been zapped or something, being a man of God and all.
Todd, I know you like to think of yourself as the Prince of Darkness. But even you could get into heaven. You just have to work at it. Give you a chance, right here and now.
So this kid's mother is dead, huh? You can't even see her? You can't even go say goodbye to her? No wonder he took off.
Yeah. He's back to normal on these new medications. But he's been off them now for about 48 hours, and that gives the virus a chance to mutate. Dr. Sands is clearly alarmed.
He's been gone for 2 days? Do you think he'll show up for his mother's funeral?
What funeral? No one's claimed the body. Nobody will. She has no relatives. She has no family except Eli. Doesn't have a dime to her name. She's going to end up in a pauper's grave, and I guess that'll be that.
Anybody else looking for this kid?
The police.
Man, if that were my kid.
I was hoping you'd understand. I'll do something about it.
Like what?
Put a front-page article in the Sun. Get the public involved. Somebody has to have seen this boy.
Why is this so important to you?
If it was my kid.
You know how much money I've already wasted on Eli's medical bills?
Todd, I don't think you wasted it.
Yeah, well, it's wasted if we let this punk kill himself, right? Briggs, it's me. I got something I want to go in the late edition. Yeah, I know it's gone to bed, but you can do an insert, right? You think you could figure that out? Hold on a second. You got a description of this kid? I mean, a photograph would help.
I got both.
Have a messenger come over to the penthouse and then tell the copy desk that I've got a picture and a bio of a runaway kid. No, don't give me any lip.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, well, you know me. I'm a prince. Right?
No complaints from me.
Yeah, except that I interrupted you while you were entertaining a guest.
Actually, you were the person I came to see.
Yeah, whatever. Leave the picture and the bio somewhere where the messenger can find it.
You don't have to go.
I want to. Make arrangements to have Eli's mother buried. I'll send you a check.
You were surprised by his generosity.
No, I wasn't. I've seen it before. He's got a genuine love for children. I never understood why the charity doesn't extend to grown-ups.
Have you taken a good look at a grown-up lately?
I'm looking at you. Are you happy?
You mean now that I'm Mrs. Prince of Darkness? Look, Andrew, I know you mean well.
But you already have a good luck charm, right? To protect you.
Honestly, I don't need protection. Todd is a very complicated man, but he isn't Satan.
You know, you seem to know a lot about angels, particularly fallen ones.
Thanks to my Catholic upbringing, I know a demon when I see one.
And Todd is just misunderstood.
I know the things that he's done.
Right. Don't tell me he's sorry. I know repentance when I see it.
Do you? Todd is harder to read than any person I've ever met. He tries to act like it all washes over him, but deep down somewhere, he is hurting desperately over Blair.
So he divorces the woman that he loves while she's in a coma, and he marries you.
He was afraid of losing his daughter. He needed a stable home.
And he bought one. I'm sorry. I really am sorry. Taya, I think you made a bad bargain.
Do you know how smart Todd is?
He's not
Underneath
smart.
all that tough
He's
talk
not
and that
smart
attitude.
here, where it counts.
Maybe he is. And he doesn't know how to express what his heart is telling him. Can you imagine how maddening that must be? And how lonely it makes him?
You know, you're really starting to scare me. Are you getting emotionally involved with this guy? Is that part of the bargain?
No, as you said, I'm just a wife and mother for hire.
That's not what I'm hearing. What I'm hearing is you feel sorry for him.
Maybe it's self-pity and I'm projecting.
Taya, what do you have to feel bad about? You are amazingly bright. You got big dreams. You're brave enough to make them true.
So then why are you so worried about me?
Because you are in a bad situation. And I think you're about to make it worse. You don't want to hear this.
Again?
Shall I go?
I just don't understand your position, Andrew. When Todd first asked me to marry him, you made it perfectly clear that I would be wrong to accept his offer.
Of money in exchange for a loveless marriage.
But now that it's about more than money...
But it's not about love. It's not about love, is it? What you feel for Todd, it's some kind of a morbid fascination.
Or maybe, just maybe, it's about sympathy. And love never grows out of that?
The sympathy's got to be real. The sympathy can't be bought for whatever it is he paid you. What was it, millions of dollars?
Look, the money is not the point here.
Please. Please, Taya, what are you going to tell me? You're going to tell me you would have married this guy if you didn't have a dime? You would have said I do because you feel sorry for him?
I might have.
Oh, I don't believe that for a minute. You made yourself a very savvy business deal. And now you got all the money in the world. Is it enough?
You're a child of privilege, Andrew. How could you possibly know what it's like not to have enough?
You're right. You're right. When it comes to money, material possessions, I've been very fortunate, but when it comes to love, love that lasts, love that's real. No, I thought I had that when I married Cassie, but boy, I was wrong.
Well, I'm sorry you were hurt that way, but it just doesn't follow.
Oh, it follows all right, Taya. Your marriage is a sham. So is mine. The more you hide it from yourself, the more you're going to be trapped. Oh, yeah. We had quite a night with Eli.
What did the doctor say?
Well, you know, he's been off this medication for 48 hours, which means the viral load is building.
Which means what?
Which means wait and see. But he's cautiously optimistic. Please, sit down. And let's see, they checked him out at the hospital, and he took his medication, and they discharged him when he promised to keep taking it.
Really?
Oh, will he take it? That'll be Eli's decision.
Wow, this redefines a tough childhood.
Oh, yeah. I also met with the social worker, and because the mother has no relatives, he's going to be placed in the custody of, what is it, the County Children and Youth Agency?
Where is he now?
He's inside. He's asleep. Yeah. You can stay here until we find some foster care for him. But he needs more than that. He needs a permanent home, stability.
How can I help?
I don't know. I'm sure that he would need some legal backup.
I'm there.
Okay, and you can keep your ears open for some prospective parents.
For an HIV-positive 15-year-old?
How'd you like challenges?
Because I married Todd.
Thank him for his help.
You're surprised he has a heart.
I'm surprised that he was willing to open it up as much as he did. Did you see the sun? You know, I think...
Todd has many sides. I wish more people in Landview would realize that.
Yeah. You never stop, do you? Okay, well, maybe this will be a start.
But he's not the only one with intriguing surprises.
What do you mean?
You must have seen loads of cases like this.
Yeah.
So why'd you get personally involved with Eli?
We both love Alpha Man.
At 15, he's a hard placement, even without the HIV.
Couldn't care less. Because at 15, he deserves to spend at least a portion of his childhood in some kind of normalcy.
Normalcy? What's that?
Good question.
Or how about looking at some group homes, you know, kids his own age?
Hey, he would never survive in a place like that. I mean, he's much younger emotionally than his 15 years. He's so filled with hostility and I don't know, this kind of dysfunctional self-protection. No.
Adoption is a long shot. At least look at some homes.
No, I'd let him stay here before I do that.
I'll make some calls before the wedding.
Thank you.
Guess who's dressed ready for camp?
Hey!
Daddy!
Hey, come here, champ. How are you, huh? Hey, tell me something, will you? Kelly a good babysitter?
She stayed all night.
I know she did.
Good morning. River says you have to walk him to the bus.
Oh, he said that, did he? Did you? All right, is Eli up?
Not yet.
Okay. Okay, let's go, champ. Off you go. Okay.
Here you go. See you later.
Okay.
See you at the wedding.
Okay, see you later.
See you there, too?
Goodbye, Mrs. Manning.
Hold it, Kelly. Let's drop the attitude, Kelly. If you have something to say to me, say it.
Fine. Blair's regained her speech.
That's terrific.
She's back in rehab, working on her injuries from the accident.
That's wonderful. I'm sure you're very grateful for her recovery.
Oh, I am. But she'll most likely suffer from another stroke because when she finds out that Todd was awarded full custody of Star behind her back.
Blair wanted Todd to have Star when she was in rehab.
Oh. That was before she found out he tried to frame Patrick for bombing Guy's yacht.
You know, there was a time in my life when I would have listened to this, but not anymore. I'll see you.
You know what? Don't think the two of you are fooling anybody with your sham of a marriage.
I don't have to justify my marriage to you or anybody else.
Oh, please, everybody knows that the only reason Todd married you is because Blair was sent to divorce him. And you two had to look so good for your custody trial.
You don't know anything about me and Todd.
You are a fraud, Taya.
Listen, we worked together, and we discovered how well we understood each other. Marriage was inevitable.
And the timing was so convenient.
Todd wasn't the one who reopened the custody battle. Dorian did. And she's got no one to blame but herself for losing it.
Okay. Was it Dorian who set up Patrick for Guy's murder? Did she kidnap Star, burn down all those Shakespeare sets? Is she responsible for Blair's condition?
Not at all. She wasn't the one driving the other car.
That's not what I meant.
What's going on?
Nothing. I was just leaving. Did, River get off okay?
Singing on the bus.
Good. I'll see you at the wedding. Bye, Kelly. It was a lovely chat.